Hi crafty friends, I just want to jump in today and do a quick share of all of the cards I made when I was sitting in my craft room on a hot day and putting together and using the craft kits or the card kits, the leftovers. So I just want to show you quite a few of the cards that I made. So this one here I embossed on the back of a card base. I distressed the edges, put a few little embellishments there, and that says, you can't see it, but it says, I'm here for you today and always. And that's a background of a city and a textured circle. So there we go, got that one. This one I absolutely love. So I used this stamp set, which was the city, I think it was some kind of, let's have a look. It was called the City Sites Kit. And I absolutely love it. I haven't used it very much at all. So I used the stamp and I stamped it both this way and that way. And added a sentiment in the middle, a bit of gold thread, popped it up on dimensionals, and it's on another card base. I've cut a lot of these card bases in half, so and adhered them just to white cardstock. Again, I've got the embossing folder onto a card base. That's a texture, that's a multicolored sort of textural card base. I've got the same card base as here. I'm going to turn this off, friends, hopefully. Let's have a look. There you go. That's a bit better. So I've got that same one there, and I've got it here as a card base. I've got a sentiment spot on another leaf cluster, I guess. And then sentiments, and then, no, that's not going to work. There we go. Just have to put up with the shadow, friends. And I've got a couple of gems there. This one I really like. I've ink distressed the edge of the card base here. I have embossed the card base, and because these are different cardstock, it's actually come out with kind of like a white core. Can you see that? On the embossing folder, added a stamp leaf, added a sentiment, and this one here is the same as this one here, but I've added some leaves from my stash. I coloured in a circle. You know, I've used these circles in different languages. I've turned it over and I've just coloured it with a bit of ink there. This one here, card base on the City Sites Kit. I absolutely love it. I love that design. I used a lot of these. That's the die cut that was there, and thinking of you, something really simple. Again, a little bit more simple. I've ink distressed the edges, added some gold twine, a plain sentiment spot that I turned over, and another sentiment there, and a few little gems there. This is the same one, but just slightly different. That's all, because I love that card base so much. Again, I stamped that stamp across, but not on the top, just on the bottom. Ink distressed the edges there and added a circle. Again, it's the same. These circles here, you can reuse them, friends, in your crafting. Sentiment spot there, and this is a textural, as you can probably see. Let's do it this way. That's sort of like a corrugated textural element there. This one's a little bit more simple, again adding onto the kit. This is a card base. I've inked a lot of the edges. I had a lot of these distressed or textured circles, so I've just put those together, added a couple of stickers. This is one of the sentiment spots that I had in different languages. I've just turned it over and I've inked it, and there you go. That's my card. And this blue is not like a solid blue colour. It has different like different shadings and everything. Again, same card base. I distressed the edges, roughed up the edges a bit, put a bit of gold splatter on it, as you can see, because the sentiment I have has a gold around the edges there, and added some gold thread up on dimensionals. Here we go. I had like a rainbow card base. Here I added one of these flowers. So this is the flower that I added there, and I kind of just put a sentiment on the top. There you go, that one there. And I have inked up one of these sentiments. I've inked it up on the other side, and it's the one of the ones in a different language. Okay, so again, that's using that leaf cluster and the textured circle there. This one's as the city. I mustn't have used much of these city sites card kits. So we've got it this way, and then we've got it this way here. So I've just really nice and simple here. Different sentiment, different card base. Here I've cut this in half, cut a little bit out of it, and pulled it apart, added a sentiment spot. This is a stamp here to add a bit of texture, kind of like texture, a sentiment, and a bit of cold thread. I'm absolutely loving these cards. I'm so happy I've added them to my stash, and I'll be sending them out quite soon. Again, very, very simple treatment of the cards. Bases there, another one very similar. This one here I've distressed with an embossing folder. It's the brick embossing folder. That's the leaf cluster. Or it's actually just a big leaf. Let's see if I've got one that's whole. I don't have much left, friends. Yeah, there you go. And I just cut this, friends, in two. So I've got that end and that end, and added some little gems there. This one here, that was actually, this butterfly was on a whole card base like this, and that was just sort of like a cutout. I just fussy cut around that to make the embellishment. Here I had a kit that had cards as made in the shape of a butterfly, so I just cut them in half, and I embossed the butterfly and added a few other bits and pieces from my stash. So there we go with that one. This one, very, very, very similar, but just using a different background paper, different butterflies. And this, friends, is the other half of that card, the butterfly card. So I cut it in half, added some glitter gel, added a few splatters on a splatter stamp, and then got Call It Good. And this is the one, these are the ones I made on camera the first time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So friends, I hope I have encouraged you and inspired you to dig out your leftovers from your kits, put them together and create something new, and clear out a bit of space in your craft room. Let's face it, we can all do with that, can't we, crafty friends? I hope you're having a great day and you've liked my little card share here. Until next time, happy crafting, friends. Bye.